What's up? This is Jalen Johnson, cornerback of the Chicago Bears, and you're watching my boys, the Bears Mafia, on the Beardown Breakdown, right here on Beardown 24/7.
It's the Beardown Breakdown. All up in your face now. Beardown Breakdown. Shake the whole lake down. It's the Beardown Breakdown. All up in your face now. Beardown Breakdown. Shake the whole lake down. It's the Beardown Breakdown. All up in your face now. Beardown Breakdown. Shake the whole lake down. It's the Beardown Breakdown. All up in your face now. Beardown Breakdown. Get down or lay down. We can talk modern era, we can talk throwback, but when we talk it's real talk, chump, we don't hold back. These other guys love to lie, bruh, we don't promote that. Mo facts, mo stacks, Mr. Clean, no cap. Switch the whole game on them like a trick play. Competition going missing, no sick day. It's big bears bearing down in a big way, shaking the lake for the monsters of the midway. It's the Beardown Breakdown. All up in your face now. Beardown Breakdown. Shake the whole lake down. It's the Beardown Breakdown. All up in your face now. Beardown Breakdown. Shake the whole lake down. It's the Beardown Breakdown. All up in your face now. Beardown Breakdown. Shake the whole lake down. It's the Beardown Breakdown. All up in your face now. Beardown Breakdown. Get down or lay down.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to our Thanksgiving Day, well, almost day edition of the Beardown Breakdown. I'm your host, Mike. Tonight on the show, we have Marlon, Mr. Chicago Williams.
Chicago, what up, man? Beardown.
Beardown Bravo himself, John McNabb.
What's going on, fellas? Bear down, bear down.
We have Gilberto in the building. Gilberto, you got to unmute if you're going to talk to the people, sir.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Bear down. Welcome to our show.
And we had Jason on here, but Jason apparently jumped off. He will probably be back in unless there's going to be popping in and out. He's live from work. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, before we do that, though, give us a like on the Beardown 24/7 page and also subscribe to us on the Beardown Breakdown YouTube channel. There will be some content coming this weekend, I promise. With that being said, let's go ahead and let's jump into the first task at hand, and that was the Atlanta Falcons game. We're going to go ahead and start with the guy that was live there in person. And Marlon, tell us about that game.
Well, for starters, it took me a couple of days to finally gather myself and come down off this high. After all the yelling and screaming, my headache is finally gone, and damn it, my voice is finally back. So I was talking cash money shit. Let me just give a quick shout out to Chicago, the city, which is the main reason why I have the light on today. We showed the fuck up and showed the fuck out in large and fashionable numbers. Damn near the entire city came down here to Atlanta to be at this game. This was practically a fucking home game. And it was just so beautiful to see. The section I was sitting in, it was more of us than it was any of the damn Falcon fans that was there. And it was almost upsetting to them to see how we came down and take over their shit, right? So the fact that, I was doing a world of shit talking. I was so just taken back by being in the building, recording myself talking shit to just random Falcon fans. It was hilarious, but it was fun, to say the least. The fact that it was, Justice homecoming. This was a pretty tight-knit game. It was pretty close, especially in the first half. I really wish we were able to get the win for the city of Chicago because we came down in such beautiful support for the Bears and for Justin and him, coming to his hometown and playing his his hometown team. It was definitely a beautiful sight to see. The fact that we showed up the way we did and just basically took over this shit. So one thing I did tell the Falcon fans, I was like, listen, ladies and gentlemen, y'all Falcons fans, thank y'all for letting us be in y'all house, taking over y'all shit. This is our shit now. I'm going to put my feet on your couch. I'm going in your damn refrigerator, and then I'm going to go sleep one off in your damn master bedroom. So don't worry about it. This is our shit now. And I was talking world of shit so much, most of the Bears fans sitting around me were recording me as I was talking shit, dancing, everything. It was a beautiful sight to see. The only caveat to it was that we didn't get the goddamn W, which was upsetting because our defense actually forced 3 fumbles and recovered 2, but we didn't capitalize on offense with them. And then we let Cordell Patterson break my goddamn boy Devin Hester's kick return touchdown record for the most kick return touchdowns in NFL history. And I'm like, damn. Now, Cordell Patterson that's the second time doing that shit to us, and he's done it twice for us, right? So it's like he got it in for us, man. But, kudos to him for getting that record. I just hate it was against us. But overall, man, it was a beautiful experience. Great game up until, the last drive when we got picked off, and, that was the end of that game. So the fact that we lost by a field goal, we made their defense look better than what they were. And that's what the most upsetting part about the whole deal. So,
all right, let's move it over to Gil. Gil, what was your thoughts on the game?
Well, I'm going to start off with our defense. Our defense, and something Matt Eberflus very much preached. Yeah, they did get the 3 fumbles or, 2 takeaways. The problem is that we're not the way that we're tackling. Matt Eberflus was talking about that we're going too high. Got to tackle a lot lower. For example, Patterson, when he broke free, he's a big boy. You got to you got to hit this guy. You got to tackle this guy. You can't be doing that. So that's I'm giving, like, for our example, our defense, I'm giving a D. I still think there should have been better effort. Special teams, other than Velas, horrible as well. That needs to get cleaned up. Our offense, I'm going to give it maybe a B. We're pretty much in sync. The only problem that I have with our offense is that, when we're having, Justin run, yeah, we talked about maybe he made Atlanta's defense look good. No, they adjusted to us. They're starting to catch on. So we need to start changing that as well, because teams are going to be all over Justin on it. So we need to adapt. So, I did see a little bit of growth on the offensive side. Obviously, we're going to have to start seeing Claypool get in there a little bit more. But, overall, those are my assessments of the game.
All right, so we'll go ahead and let's kick it over to Jason. John looks like he's in a conversation. So, Jason, what was your thoughts?
First of all, guys.
You're good, bro.
Wait, I'm mute. No. First of all, I was down there with Marlon. Actually, we met up for like 5 minutes. That stadium is as advertised. It's one of the most beautiful stadiums I've ever been to. But for the game itself, it's the same old story. It's the defense, just Swiss cheese pretty much. I think the offense, I think we kind of touched it on a little bit, is I think, like Roberto said, Atlanta, give them credit, man. They scouted, and they basically just watched Justin the whole time, which is not a bad strategy. And special teams, this is the 3rd week in a row that they basically cost us points one way or another, either by Santos missing one, a block, field goal, or letting up a touchdown. They need to figure something out when special teams bad. Other than that, it's like I said, same story. Going forward, Getsy needs to figure out how to get the passing game going, because far as running, it's taking a toll on Justin, as you can tell by the injury report, and they're figuring out how to stop him now. So Getsy's going to have to figure out how to get the passing game going. That's it.
Yeah, let me also say too that, to Jason's point. So it's great to see that Bears Mafia showed up and represented for the entire fucking group. And again, man, in large support, Chicago showed out. And the fact that special teams coach, I don't know what he's doing. Everyone's in-game adjustments is starting to take several steps back. Lou Getsy, Alan Williams, I forget the damn special teams coach's name. But the fact that we're not adjusting better in real time during these games. We're taking several steps back. Every time we take one step forward progressively, we taking 4 steps fucking back. And it's like, damn, now we still back. We're still at the same very place that we started. And it's like, where's the real progress being shown here? The fact that the Falcons did do their homework and making sure that they can at least contain Justin. Justin still got 85 yards and a touchdown, but it wasn't the 185 yards that we kind of, thought it was going to be. But to say the least, that passing defense of theirs was open for us to make some throws down the field. We only probably made maybe 2 or 3 deep passes down the field. One got completed by Cole Kmet. The other one, Darnell Mooney, from where I was sitting, and Jason can probably contest to this, from where I was sitting, Darnell Mooney slowed down on that play. And that corner had already failed. That was a damn touchdown, man. I'm like, damn it, Mooney. You say you want to be the guy. You got that's the guy shit right there.
That's the first thing I said in that chat. I said that was totally on Mooney. Like, to me, it's so absolutely. Like, I don't know who's seen the all 22, but it seemed like I don't know if he lost track of the ball. I don't know what, but he kept going, then stopped. I think Justin still overthrew him, but I don't think it would have been as bad. I think Mooney would have had much.
Yeah, I had to look at it twice because I thought Justin overthrew it at first, but then I looked at it again, and you can see kind of. I think it was kind of, but I think it was more on Mooney.
It was Marlon. I think it was around like the 40-yard on the Atlanta. He kind of like stopped, and then he kind of tried to get, and he said, "Oh shit," and tried to adjust.
Yeah, he slowed down his pace. I could tell. He just
right. So
and I'm just thinking Chase Claypool in that position. Chase can make that catch, right? So we got to get Chase involved now. It's been 3 weeks since the trade. This damn offense ain't that damn complex to understand and get. He has to get out there and start producing now. That's what we have him for. Not just for here, not just for now, but later, of course. But he got to start helping us out on offense now with opening this offensive play up in the passing game. We need that from him, man. Whether it's on him, whether it's on Luke Getsy, whether it's on Justin, simultaneously it's on all 3 of them. They got to get this shit right together and be in a relationship together that's tight-knit to where we can effectively get the ball downfield in big chunks of plays and yards. Because eating up too much clock all the time ain't going to always work, especially when you're playing from behind. Like, you're taking the time away from your own damn possession, from your own team. We got to get big chunks of plays down the field a lot more than we've been doing this year.
Yeah, and just to touch on the Claypool thing, and then we'll get to John. I did notice twice in that game, Justin had to move him. So I'm not sure if it's a Getsy issue, a Justin issue, or a Claypool issue, but at least twice in that game, Justin had to physically tell him to move sides. So could be just playbook issues. It's hard to pick up in offense. These guys have been working on this since April. So, John, what's your thoughts on the game, sir?
I mean, it's what we paid for. This is what we knew was going to happen this year. Mike said it best all year. I mean, and, Jason, 5 wins. This is what we're going for. It's not the year to be like, to count every aspect of the game, every single game. We can't break it down every game. Good thing is, for where we're at, we're playing well. We're like 7th in scoring in the league. We're second into the division in scoring. With Minnesota putting up all these numbers, it's funny how it's the Lions and then us in scoring. With all them weapons they got in Minnesota and all that, and with Aaron Rodgers, it's just crazy. The numbers baffle me as far as that sort of thing. Points given up and points allowed. The defense, we gutted. I mean, we took some guys out, so it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough for a while. Bear fans are going to be at each other's throats a little bit. We're going to be talking a little bit, to each other a little bit different, because we want something good, and then some of us believe in what's going on, and some of us want to point out little details. It's just what it is, man. We paid for what we're getting right now, and we're getting what we're getting right now. It sucks because, like Jason says, we do have to get the passing game go open a little bit more. Like Marlon says, we do got to get deeper passes going on, but you're not going to get really nowhere just depending on a 3-headed monster rushing game. That's going to get you so far, but once that passing game opens up, that's going to be a huge thing. I agree that they kind of found a way to kind of spy Justin, But once that passing game opens up, that whole running for him opens way up more. Once we get blocking, and some guys may be doing good, some guys may be doing bad. I'm not going to nitpick names in this segment, but Justin needs blocking at the end of the day. He needs blocking, and he's not going to get the best out of him. We knew from the start that Justin was in a development year, and that this was a year that we were going to have to, take on the head. We knew some of us said the basement, some of us said third place. I think some of us said our ceiling was the second place position only because the Packers were going to be so bad. But judging on this game, I think we did rather well considering the fact where we are in this retool. I don't want to say it, rebuild, whatever. But to be honest, man, we're 7th in scoring. What more besides the dysfunction of protection, and maybe we have to learn. Our second and third wide receiver been out all year, and they came back and they're not really fully in swing of things. Now St. Brown goes up and down the depth chart. Now you got Mooney. He's running routes, but like you said, he definitely slowed up on that ball. I don't care what anybody says. He slowed up on that ball a little bit. If he would have went all out for that run, he would have got that thing. But I don't want to say Mooney's a bad route runner, but he's sloppy when he gets in the middle of his run. He's just like coaches tell you, tight hands and tight body movements. He don't got that, and he's still learning, and he's exceeded some of the things that we've he has. I think he's done better in the last few weeks than he has at the beginning of the season. We were kind of down on him. We pay for what we get. This game was more of a positive as far as knowing that we're 7th in scoring, knowing that we can move the ball without really moving the ball, if you would say, because we do need to move the ball better. It's crazy. How can you move the ball better, but we're moving the ball? It's nuts. But anyhow, we are what we get. We are what we pay for. We are what we set up for the season, and this is who we are right now.
Well, listen, I want to also point out, too, that some of these run plays for Justin in this game, Luke Getsy got to know that was too damn predictable. Like, we saw the run play coming before it.
And on that, I don't want to lose my train of thought, but regarding that fact, late in the game, I really don't like play calls. It really gets conservative. It really gets bad. You can't run the ball on 3rd and 15 when we've been running the ball the whole game. We got to get it creative. Even if the run play,
you can't run the ball until the 2 minutes, and you need to score a point.
We can't run the ball on quick hikes.
And there's parts in the third quarter. And in the final, 2 minutes, like you guys are saying, and there's parts in the first half, like late in the second quarter, to where we just give up certain things. You know what I mean? And then Justin gets back on the field with like a minute left, and he fucking makes crazy plays and makes something happen, and all of a sudden we're not too far down. It can't happen.
Even in the no huddle that we had in the first half, like after we scored. Like we gave the Falcons the opportunity to score to tie the game up at halftime, and I'm just like
those three. When we tie the game up like that, the last thing we need is a conservative play calling 3-and-out drive. You have to punch him in the mouth after that. You know what I mean?
We need to stop putting Santos in positions to try to kick field goals. He ain't known for fucking making. He ain't making no 55 damn yard field goal. He ain't made one all year that far. So I'm just like, he was practicing that before the game, but I'm just like,
Marlon, I'll give him that kick again. He's hitting that next kick.
Well, the only thing I don't like,
I agree though. I don't want him to do it all the time, but he's hitting that kick.
I don't know. 55
I probably would have punted that ball. I'm gonna be honest with you.
See, like to me, it's like you might as well have gone for it. Like,
agreed.
Yeah, you should have gone for it there because. Because
what do we have to lose?
The fact that you missed the field goal, which cost me my fantasy this week, by the way. Anyways, missed field goal cost me my fantasy this week because I lost by like point whatever. But anyways, But like you also lost because where the ball is placed when you kick the ball. So you also lost yardage there and gave them. I mean, it's a 5 yards, but you still gave them closer to tying the game, which I think they ended up tying the game.
Yeah, they ended up tying the game right there. Yep.
Right.
I think that we got to come up for a counter move, though. Like, for example, Getsy, everybody's used to adjusting running. You saw how Atlanta's defense adjusted so that you got that spy. So Getsy's got to figure out, okay, so how do I counter that? So that's one of the things I would like Getsy to work on.
And that's where I'm calling on Chase Claypool. He's 6'4" and 240 pounds. The average damn corner on the Falcons defense is about 5'11". He ain't big enough. He can't match up with Chase Claypool.
Whether you believe in Justin or not, I think we all can agree that he can make every throw on the field, right?
Absolutely, he can. And I'm sick of this narrative that's being painted about him, talking about he can't throw. That's the stupidest shit I ever heard, considering he threw 69 touchdowns.
He's evolving.
In his
You can
college
see
career.
the involvement.
He's evolving. He does need to run less. He does need to take some chances.
Stop running so much.
All right, let's kick it over to Lester because Lester's in and out. I know he's at work, so we gotta respect his time too. Lester, what's your thoughts?
Big boss Lester.
What thoughts on what the game?
Yeah, Dumb Bear.
The highlight of the game for me was before the game when Marlon was running through the town. Man, that got me hyped right there. So
we'll see him on ESPN later. Huh?
I saved that video, Marlon. But
I was aiming for that, Gil.
Like you guys said, I thought we ran it too much. I thought we ran it too much with him, and I just think, you know what? If the season is a wash and it's done with, just start airing it out. Yeah, still have some of the runs in there, but now you need to see what throws he can make and how he can play in that pocket. So, you ain't got nothing to lose. If he has a 4-interception game, so what? Do it now than in a playoff game or a division game that you need next year. Let him get
100%.
Let him get his feet wet and drop him back. You ain't got to drop him back.
What more can you lose other than the game?
At least 30 to 33 passes. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm pleased with how he's coming along. At this point in time, I don't like the losses, but I'm more disappointed in the defense than anything. So, the defense, until they stop somebody, I'm not happy. Stop somebody. Let help us get 4 wins at least. That's all I'm trying to say. But other than that, I like how
we're definitely losing those games that were winnable games for us this year. Every last one of these last 4 games we lost, these were all winnable games. Well, the Dolphins game, I was really taken back by how we competed in that game and was scoring points just as much as they were. But it came down to a bad missed call in that game. The other games?
For the rest of the year, we should be in every game 24 and up at least scoring-wise. Now, we may be giving up 38 and more, but at least we're going to be scoring.
So I just want to grab this comment real quick. Lion, you see it? Aren't you supposed to be like marinating a fucking turkey or something? What? Go away, Melvin.
Actually, no. You're wrong, Mike. He's supposed to be cooking his famous Spam burger.
That's what it is. So let me give my thoughts on the game here real quick. I got one word, and it's sloppy. And we're starting to get sloppy with some penalties. 7 penalties this week. We were, I think, 9-16 on 3rd down. Yeah. Excuse me. Getting over a little cold here. Michael Schofield was terrible. Gave up 2 sacks, which is double what Sam Mustipher has given up so far this year.
Come on, Mike. Stop that shit.
He had to throw that out there.
I'm telling you, he's
Stop
giving
that
up.
Shit, Mike.
He's giving up.
Even if it's true.
Hold on. I'll get to that. I'll get to it later because there's stats that are going to show other shit too. The one thing that I will. Oh, I forgot. Abner looks fucking horrible.
He's got.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, he did nothing for this offense. I'm so disappointed.
Yeah, I don't think he's built. He doesn't look like he fits in.
Well, like he don't even know what he was doing. It's like he get the ball, he's like, okay, where do I run? It's like he was so lost out there.
But
we're not seeing what he was like in preseason at all.
I do want to give a positive. And this is probably not going to be popular, but I'm going to give a positive, and it's because I went and did some research earlier in the week. Braxton Jones, all the way up until the last 2 weeks, was giving up pressure on about 26% of his snaps. Against the Lions, he gave it up at about 11%. And last week against the Falcons, it was a 6%. So that is a huge. Didn't
he give up a sack with Hutchinson against the Lions? Was that him?
I am not sure, to be honest with you. I'd have to go back and watch the film.
I know Hutchinson lines up on that side. So
for perspective, though, the last 4 times he's had double-digit pass sets, he's given up at least 3 pressures. So that's a big jump, and that's what we need to see. Listen, if we can make this kid work as a 5th-round rookie and turn him into a long-term starting tackle, whether it be left side or right side, that is a fucking win and puts us way ahead of this rebuild. So, so that's that. So because it's Thanksgiving, I want to do something a little bit different. And while we're talking about this, I'm going to put quick little fun Thanksgiving facts about everybody on the panel scrolling across the bottom of the screen. But I want to know, who are we giving thanks for on the Chicago Bears this year? So we're just going to go around the horn. And let's see, we'll start with Marlon. Let me go ahead and get your fun fact fired up here. Marlon, who are you giving thanks for on the Chicago Bears team?
I am thankful for Justin Fields, his improvement over this in real time, over this season, this season that we're currently still in. He has been making some impressive progress in certain areas that I can appreciate in terms of his decision-making, his ability to throw the ball out of bounds, not take as many hits, as many sacks. He's not getting sacked a lot. He's not getting hit a lot. He's starting to really understand where he is on the field. A lot of these runs, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to understand this. A lot of these runs aren't intended to be runs. He's trying to throw the fucking ball. He's trying to throw a receiver open, and they just ain't getting it. So he's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm doing it myself. I'm going to go on out and run the damn ball downfield. Because there's been a few times he's pump fake and was like, you know what? I'm just going to take to the house my damn self. And it worked out. But all in all, besides him, I'm also like, it's kind of a 1A, 1B kind of thing. I am, up until this last game, I'm very thankful for the improvement Luke Getsy has made with Justin too, by basically forming this offense and his scheme around his talent and his intangibles, because it's showing how well they're working together and how this can continuously grow into something much more special than what it is once we have a solid fucking line to protect them, and once we have some legitimate weapons out there who are consistently out there making plays for themselves and getting themselves open, or at least fighting for the fucking ball at the very least. So I'll say Justin A, Luke Getsy B.
All right, I'm gonna go a little bit out of order here.
Really, it's really hot in here. Really, it ain't been hot in here in 20 years, Mike. That's actually not even my favorite damn song to listen to, except during the summertime when it's actually fucking hot down here.
Right.
Yo, it's actually cold down there.
It just came across.
Yeah, it definitely was cold. Jason.
Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and turn it over to Lester, because I know he's in and out. So.
Sorry, John. The win streak over. We lost. It just.
I know. I was just gonna say that to you, Lester. It's all good. It looks like Atlanta beats both of my teams in our teams in 1 week, but it's all good.
Who cares about the stupid Kings?
Exactly.
I would be sad. Shut up. Okay, you're gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn. Sleep on us. Watch it. And that Chicago game's coming. Okay, well, go ahead, Lester.
Yeah, it is. We'll kick y'all ass too, by the way.
Go ahead, Lester.
Justin Fields is an easy answer, so I'm gonna do Poles, Ryan Poles, because I'm thankful he's the guy that got to make the hard decisions and not any other idiot out there like a Ryan Pace making these hard decisions. They have to get the scrutiny he's getting to make sure we have the money that we need and the players that we need on this team to move forward next season and take back the North.
That's what I like.
Very thankful.
Yeah.
That's what I like to hear. Okay, let's go to.
I'm reading the bottom of the.
Let's go to Gil. Gil, who are you thankful for this Thanksgiving season?
I'm going to give thanks to two, and I am wearing his jersey right now. I mean, I just, first, I mean, just trying to think. Brisker has been a beast. He's been the defensive anchor. I mean, the kid's gone a little bit up and down, but he's been playing, I mean, great, regardless of our defense. I mean, the rest of our defense is blah. I just like the heart of that kid. He likes to play hard. So that's my number one. Number two, I'm giving thanks for Matt Eberflus. I just like the intensity. As even though we've been hurting, he's been preaching, to our guys. You can tell, even though the games we're losing, but you can see that we're being more competitive. I like that from him. So those are coach and a player that I'm giving thanks to. All
right, let's go ahead and
Gilbert is in the mob.
Listen, this comment was
Gilbert is in the mob. I'm convinced.
This comment was actually
don't know what he does for a living.
This fool's in Hawaii, and all of a sudden he's in Cuba, and then this motherfucker's in Mexico.
Like in every other weekend, Gil is in another continent, another.
Oh, I'm in Costa Rica right now, having a Benedict.
I just wanted to let you know that was an Adam Wolf suggestion. Shout out to our guy Adam Wolf, who's doing some family things tonight. That was his suggestion. Let's go ahead and turn it over to Jason.
I just support Gil on his, cleaning,
whatever he is,
his legit business. That I do not think he's part of the mob, unlike these other people here, because I don't want to end up in the trunk like these other people. Anyways, I'm going to give out the shout out to Cole Kmet, who actually has somewhat turning around the last couple of weeks. So, I guess I'm thankful he's actually trying to play tight end now. So that's it.
All right.
Nice and short.
Really washes his mashed potatoes with a nice cold glass of pop.
Yes, he does. That is a fact. Let's go ahead. We'll turn it over to John, and then I'll do who I'm thankful for. John, go ahead.
I still like the coaching staff. I'm still going to give it to Eberflus. He's holding it together, man. You didn't have a lot, and we put it, man, we could have made it better. We could have made it whatever. Season not done. We're still not going to have a lot of wins, but he still has put in a culture, to where people are got their attention at least. You know what I mean? And you see how much Justin wants to win for us, and that's part of the culture that they're trying to build. And I also want to give my co award to give thanks to Justin, man. He's learning. He came in here in a bad situation. He's a Maserati that they parked outside at the apartment under the awning at the apartment. We're trying to get you a garage to protect our Maserati, but Justin, we appreciate you.
Right. Hey, Mike, you forgot to mention that John is the spokesperson for the Sacramento Kings.
He is. But
listen. 6 straight or 7 straight. I'm sorry. And then tonight we get beat first time, which was okay. It's okay. We're still in like 4th place in the division, and we're playing good basketball. Check us out.
Public relationships for Sacramento Kings.
Absolutely.
All I know is those California people eat fucking avocados with everything. So I'm pretty sure he's eating avocado. And so
I ate 2 avocados today, sir.
I told you. So listen, I'm gonna go a little bit different than you guys. I really had to put some thought into this, and I knew Justin Fields was gonna be the easy answer. I knew there was gonna be some coaches. My guy that I'm thankful for this year, and I went ahead and typed up a little graphic here. It's Eddie Jackson. He is first on the team in solo tackles, second in total tackles, first in pass defense, first in interception, and first in forced fumbles. And he does not get talked about enough this season. He is having a phenomenal bounce back
100%.
season.
Absolutely.
So, there was a time not too long ago where we were very like, hey, do we keep Eddie? Do we let him go? Do we at this point in time, Eddie Jackson is probably the heart of your defense. And I'm glad he's here.
Pretty much.
He has turned some things around this year. He's tackling well. Last year we cussed him out up and one side and down the other. He's sticking people. He had a nice little tackle in that Falcons game. He went head up with the guy, and I mean he stuck his nose in there and hit. So
he's proud of it too. He's proud to hit lately. It's like he gets up and he's like,
he really is.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. He was happy to hit Cordell Patterson, and I mean, as big as Patterson is, and my God, Patterson is a big damn guy.
Hey, that's a big motherfucker, bro.
I mean, he is huge.
That's when we were lacking a tight end, and I was saying, hey, we might as well put this motherfucker at tight end if we don't know how to use him. So put him at tight end. Yeah. And that's when he came out in the media. He was like, I'll play tight end. I ain't tripping. And they were like, no, you're staying at our running back.
And listen, the one thing that I don't appreciate is still, we've been bitching about this, still no blessing game sighting. So we still ain't used him yet other than blocking. We ain't gave him the ball. We ain't passed the ball to him. What the hell are we doing with him if we're not going to give him chances to be like in the West Coast offense with San Francisco? San Francisco and Kansas City both uses their tight ends in the passing game. Dump it off to him for a quick screen pass. We need more screen passes, my God, and not to no damn receivers.
Man, we don't need to give them
catching screen passes.
I think every time it's still evolving. So
every time Mooney gets a fucking screen pass, this guy gets thrown down like a rag doll. And I gave Mooney props.
Hey, real quick, I got another comment I need to respond to. John Sullivan with all his little yawning emojis. The last time a Minnesota fan was tired behind the wheel of a car, Polk County Sheriff's arrested him. So you might want to be careful.
Wait. He's a Viking fan talking shit after they only got 3 points against the Cowboys.
I got murdered by the Cowboys.
30 points on.
You know,
that's an easy out in the playoffs. That's an easy out.
Yes, shut their game down.
It's all right. It's all
their
right.
Game gets shut down by CBS.
Yeah,
the Vikings are the worst 8-2 team in the NFL.
Yeah, how you get took off? How you get took off? You're one of the main games in the daytime, and you get just took off the air like Goop in the middle of your game to put the Steelers who have 3 wins.
That's something.
Exactly.
That's something to be going to sleep to.
The Vikings are not a must-see TV kind of team, man. They got all these damn weapons. They got all this ammo, but they don't even know who the hell to shoot it at. They don't know where to shoot it.
They be shooting blanks in the air. You already know that, Marlon.
They really do. They're very celebratory.
Pow, 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 pow.
They're gonna have
not
a low
shooting
window.
At anyone. They just shoot in the air for the sake of having the damn gun and bullets.
They better capitalize on their little window of time that they've got. But
this is it. This is it for them.
Real quick, John Sullivan wants to play back and forth, so I'll play back and forth with you, John.
Let's go.
Who's still in first place? Bills Mafia. Let me go ahead and give some backstory to this. We call ourselves the Bears Mafia because we were involved in some trash talk groups with some people. We gave ourselves that name just because we knew it was going to piss people off. We rarely say it on this show, but John Sullivan, we appreciate you that 4 years later, you are still representing us and giving us all this free advertisement out there. Thank you. Keep up the good work. We're going to sign an 8x10 for you and send it over to you. Just shoot your address over to Marlon's inbox and we'll get that right over to you. So
Kurt never did nothing in this division. We whacked you for the last 3 years. So come on, man.
He gonna be the damn nephew.
8 wins was always his top win. So I don't want to hear nothing, man. You guys go easy out.
We'll see them get booted out. What, first, second round?
We already said that they would probably win the division, so it's all good.
It's going to be first round easily. It's going to be against an opponent that they should even, quite frankly, lose to. They're going to lose to like the Giants or some shit, or like Seattle or some shit.
They better pray to God they don't play fucking Dallas because we saw how that turned out.
Yeah, Dallas gets a hold of them. Good night.
So let's go ahead and move on to our next topic because I'm tired of messing with the Vikings fans. They're easy prey. Yeah, let's move it down to our preview. Now I'm going to ask for your preview, but I also want to know the answer to a very important question. Give me your preview, and then tell me whether or not Justin Fields should play.
Cool.
So we'll start with Marlon.
Oof.
Don't let me down, Marlon.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this because I love this kid. He's a tough kid, but he said that it's ultimately his decision, and I appreciate him for saying that because we know sometimes the coaches or the team staff or whatever makes a decision for him, depending on the severity of an injury. But he said if he's too hurt to go, he's not gonna go. But if he know he can fight through the pain and get out there and perform, still kind of like cover himself or protect himself from getting severely hurt or making matters worse, he'll go out there and give it his all. And I in my heart of hearts, I believe that. So I'm saying if he is, by the time between now and Sunday, if he's feeling good enough to go, let him go. But if he has any trepidations, any doubt, any concerns about I felt a little twinge, sit down, sit it out. Let Trevor Siemian get out there and see what he can do. Because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, we're playing a backup quarterback against a backup quarterback. So I can tell you this much: he's not going to really actually do anything.
Man, we got the best backup quarterback in the division, man.
Probably do. And
it might be bad. It might be bad for Chicago if Trevor Siemian comes in and does good, because you know how the media and fans do. Have him come in here and pass for 300 yards for 3 straight games. Watch how what that does.
If he does that, he's still a backup, right? And here's the thing.
I get it. I agree.
Think about this, John. Indulge me for a second. So our starting quarterback is not going to possibly play because he's hurt. Their starting quarterback is not going to play because he's trash. That's a big difference. So I would much rather be playing a backup quarterback against a backup quarterback, and let's roll the dice and see what happens from there. I don't have any concerns about the Jets' offense whatsoever. They're god awful. Their defense is pretty solid, though. I give them that. They got a solid ass defense, solid secondary. Sauce Gardner out there playing out of his mind as a rookie. He's in the running for Defensive Rookie of the Year. So is fucking Jaquan Brisker. So we're going to put my rookie up against theirs and see what the hell the outcome is going to be. I do think that we have an advantage on offense, and we can score enough points to actually win this game. And I'm taking the less the price approach. I'm going to keep saying we're going to win the damn game until we win the damn game. It's going to be a close game. I'm saying 17-13, we win the game. Or maybe 16-13. maybe this is a Cairo Santos redemption game for what the hell he did this past Sunday. So we'll see. But if Justin is too hurt, sit down, man. Live to see another game later. That Packers game is more important than this game.
I just want to say one thing, and then I'll move on to the next, and then I'll do mine last. But out of the 3 possible starting quarterbacks, one of them has a 400-yard game. That's all I'm leaving it at. Gil.
Don't say who it is, Mike. You're going to hurt some feelings.
Here we go.
I think really if Justin's not ready to go, he's injured. I really think that Trevor Siemian should start. Let him come back. I'd rather have him healed up. I know he's got the heart. He wants to play, but at the same time, he's looking to be our future, and not just for one game, for one pride. I prefer him to, sit out. You got to swallow your pride. It is what it is. The game, I honestly think defenses. I mean, we both got defensive coaches. Both are very strong on defense. It's going to be a battle of the backup quarterbacks. I might see this game going 27-24, but I think they might pull it out. I would say just by 3 points, but I'd say Jets will pull it out by 3.
Mike, quick question: Do you know do you know anything about the backup quarterback for the Jets? What is his name? Kyle Allen?
It's Mike White.
Mike White. That's what it is.
Yeah, he's the one that had a 400-yard game.
Against who? Against
he
who?
threw for 405. It was either last year or the year before. He had a game where he threw for 405.
He was a backup for them last year?
I can't remember. I know he's got a game that he threw for 405 because I remember he blew up for a week and then nobody heard from him again.
They ain't gonna air it out like that. So
no,
it's gonna be more. I mean,
that matters not to me.
Game. I mean, it's not gonna be a super high scoring game, but it's gonna be a defense battle.
Yeah. So let's go. Let's go on to Jason. Jason, what's your prediction? And should Justin Fields play?
I think it's going to be a very low scoring game, just because not that our defense is good, just I think both offenses are bad. I do think the Jets defense is better, which I think they'll get a turnover or two, which will probably end up on the L, no matter who's playing. Personally, no, I do not think Justin should play. I think you should sit him for 3 weeks That includes the bye because you send them this week, next week you got the bye. Screw the Packers. Who gives a shit about the game? And then you give him 3 weeks, and then judge to see if he's better there. I mean, he's saying he's in pain right now, and then if the game was today, he would not play. So I don't think it's going to change between now and Sunday how his pain is going to be. So I would sit him. It's a season's lost. I know there's some people who brought up the Mitch because Mitch had the same injury back in 2018, but the difference is the Bears were kind of contenders at that that year. We're not this year, so.
Yeah, really.
Didn't we go on a hot run late in that season? Like late in the game, late in the year.
Different time, different scenario.
I'm just saying, like it's that. I don't think no one thought we were gonna be decent that year.
But
came off
when
a
Mitch
5
got
year.
Different though. I mean, we're trending downward, and that was an upward trend.
When Mitch got hurt in 2018, I remember this. It was the game before the Thanksgiving game. Because,
it was against the Vikings.
Yeah.
It was against the Vikings. I remember that.
Yeah, so it was like a late week. So it was there back and forth about him going in. So it was late enough in the year where you knew the Bears were going to be very playoff bound and were with that defense.
I can see it.
Yeah, so that's the only difference. That's what I'm saying. Like people are like, it's the same scenario. Not really, because this year's lost. So I would say the same thing with Mitch. Like, if it's a lost year, why even put your future QB?
We're not fighting for something now.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how I feel. So
all right, John, go ahead and give me your preview. And should Justin play?
So I think man, I think we win this one. I think we get Flacco on 2 interceptions. Or who the youngsters playing, or Flacco?
It's Mike White playing.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we get an interception and maybe a fumble. It's going to be 24-14. 24-10. I think we're gonna 24-17. I think that's been the average score this year that everybody's been saying too. But I think that Justin, man, it's a tough thing. We need to see him play. He does need experience, but does he need to make this year his Superman year? No, sit his ass down. I think if you're a smart coach and he's that hurt to where he's saying he's hurt, and in the media, and I think the coach has to step in and be like, you prove that you're our star, and I need to sit you down. How many more games left? Like 5, 6?
6.
6?
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. That was kind of my question to you guys is like, if Simeon does good, say we sit him down and Simeon does good, like, and we show that we can pass, of course he's going to be our future is Justin Fields, but that's going to cause a lot of bullshit.
Justin wants to play in that Packer game.
Right, you got to get
he wants to win that game. I want him in that Packer game at least.
I do want him in the Packer game too, but don't you?
Only if he's healthy enough to play.
Don't you want him in plenty Packer games? I'm just saying. Anyhow, my take is it's an evaluation thing, man. Like if you want to play one more time this year, I can't be hearing you say you're injured in the media and just like you got torn ligaments and dislocated this, or even if none of that's true, whatever, man. Your quarterback or the defenders are going to be gunning for you a little bit harder to take you out. You know what I mean? So I'd be real scared. I would be real scared to play his ass. You know what I mean? I think that he does need to be out there, and that's the best learning. But why risk it, man? Why risk it? I think the best way is Jason's way. Actually, go until the after the bye week. And make your decision on if he could play the rest of the season, but be cautious, man. Don't mess up our Maserati for some fun times when we're not even good. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give mine, and I pulled some stats. The Jets are giving up 18.6 points a game. However, in their last 6 games, they've only had one opponent score over 17 points. They pretty much bottled up Lamar Jackson, even though they lost to him. Now, Josh Allen had a good day, but they beat Josh Allen. So it's kind of tough to say where they're at, as far as mobile quarterbacks go. They're kind of hit and miss on both. But a couple things that I want to point out. They have 32 sacks this season, and they are getting to the quarterback at a 32% pass pressure rate. That's with rushing 4. They very, very rush more than 4.
Sit them and play Trevor so we can see how good Justin really saves plays and shit. We'll see how bad that O-line really is.
Yeah. Listen. Trevor Simeon, he'll get that ball out of his head quick enough.
Well, it's on that motherfucker quick.
I mean, look how Salah ran when he was with the 49ers. I mean, he was their defender.
Yeah, it was pretty much that same ideology with philosophy
right,
when it comes to his defense. Because, I mean, San Francisco still kind of mimics that now with Bosa and those guys getting to the quarterback.
Right, but he's carried it over to them, and they've got a young core, so they're very dangerous.
It gets worse too because they are actually 3rd best in QB rating given up, and they are 2nd best in passing yards given up. So this is going to be a struggle. Before I answer whether or not Justin should play, I'm going to go ahead and give my score prediction, and I think it's going to be 23-10 Jets. We're going to struggle. They're going to send the heat.
You think that their awful offense is going to score that many points? I mean, that's the stat that you're leaving out. Their offense is one of the worst.
Right, okay. But they're taking their quarterback out. That was called.
But here's why they're one of the worst.
One of the worst.
They're one of the worst because their quarterback is playing terrible, and I do believe they're going to get some turnovers on us. I honestly, truly believe that. Now, with that said, I do believe that Trevor Simeon's going to get the ball out of his hands a hell of a lot faster, but I think he's going to be a mistake. I do listen. Veteran quarterbacks are always veteran quarterbacks are always going to get the ball out quicker because their internal clock has been running for 6, 7, 8 years, so they're always going to get the ball out quicker. Yeah. With that being said,
are we going to be a split franchise as far as the fan base? Not in here, but within the fan base. If this man, listen, Marlon. Let me ask this question. Let me ask this question, Mike. Do you think that if he comes out and throws for 400 yards, that we're gonna get some crazies on the pages and just like the blogs and everything? Are we gonna get them to be like, oh my God, we could throw, we just got to get the ball out, and this is horrible?
Okay, so here's what I'll tell you. We are all on Bears fan pages all day, and we appreciate all of you that let us share our show on your page. We have seen a lot of things, and we talk about it, and we laugh about it, and we share screenshots. And we've got people in the fan base that one day absolutely love Matt Eberflus, and the next day want him fucking fired. And we are all over the place as a fan base. Do I think it's going to happen? Absolutely, it's going to happen because there are some people out there that they are going to go with whatever ESPN says. That's just the bottom line. I actually told somebody who will remain nameless they are the worst Bears fan ever the other day. Like literally told it to them. You are the worst Bears fan ever. Anyway, Sydney. I
mean, listen, Mike. They're in competition for being some of the worst and some of the dumbest Bears fans out there. I'm just like, you all got to stop with this ridiculous notion that we could have kept this guy and been this, or we should have went to go get this guy and did this. And it's like, where are y'all getting this shit from?
Absolutely.
Do you all not realistically watch these games, or are you watching it purely and solely from a fandom standpoint? Like, I'm gonna love this team no matter what. Listen, good, bad, and different. You got to be realistic.
Well, and listen, a lot of casual Bears fans are prisoners of the moment. So when Justin Fields is running wild all over the field, everybody fucking loves it. Run him 100 times a game. The minute he gets fucking hurt, everybody's like, we're running him too much. Well, okay, listen, it's what's working, folks. Like, you either want the offense to move or you don't, because the passing game isn't getting it done. So with that being said, on to Justin Fields, do I think he should play? I think if the injury was that serious, they would have put him on IR. You've got to put a quarterback on this roster to play backup. And to my knowledge, we do not have one. We have 2 quarterbacks on this roster. So if it was that serious, that they were that concerned, they would have shut him down already this week and said, "Hey, look, we're bringing in a fucking quarterback. You're sitting." We went through some
too. Yeah, keep this in mind too, Mike. Real quick. So it's been several reports about the severity of his injury, and obviously the Bleacher Report, Ian Rappaport, a few other folks out here saying no, it's not dislocated. Yes, it is dislocated. And it's like, okay, it's almost confusing for Bears fans to even go off who to trust when it comes to the severity of his injury and the extent of his injury, and how long he could potentially be out, if he will be out any moment in time throughout this season. But I mean, the kid is tough. He said it's ultimately his decision to make, and I'm gonna trust his word. If he feels like he can't get out there and go and give it his all to help his team win, he ain't gonna go out there and put himself in a position to get his injury, to be much worse than what it is. So let
me ask you guys a question. Does this injury sound familiar?
Yeah, I just brought it up. It's the Mitch injury.
It's the Mitch injury, right? And it's basically the same damn injury. Okay, so it really, when they're saying day to day, I truly 100% believe it's day to day. I don't think that this is a situation where they're playing possum with him and trying to throw the Jets off. I think that this is legitimately we're going to see how he feels on game day, because if it wasn't, they'd have a quarterback on this roster today. With that offensive line throwing just Trevor Siemian out there, probably not a good fucking idea, because he may end up out by the second series. So if he can play, I think he should play, because we are still developing this kid as a quarterback. Okay, so all of you Bears fans that are saying dumb shit like shut him down for the year, that is the worst thing you can do. You're going to stunt his fucking growth by doing that. And then next year, when he looks the same as he did leaving this year, and probably a little bit worse because he's going to be rusty, you're going to be bitching. Let him play if he can play.
He's been progressing so much. Hey, listen, that momentum of progression is still flowing through him. Let that shit play out, man, at least until there's literally nothing left else for him to do in terms of his physicality and his physical ability to be out there and play. Let him go out there and play. He's a tough kid, man. He's a lot tougher than we're giving him credit for. He knows how his body reacts.
I don't think it's a tough thing. I don't think it's a question of toughness. We know he's tough. Mike, he's been getting fucked up all year.
Okay, Mike, let me ask you this.
Sure.
Is there a time when you sit there and say, okay, enough's enough, we can sit the kid down, like week 16, week 14, week 15? Like, is there a time when you say, okay, he's hurt, he's played enough, let's just put him on the shelf?
Is there a time? Yes. If this injury is still lingering into week 16, absolutely. Set him down. It doesn't fucking matter. Right now, there's a lot of football.
A dislocated shoulder ain't no day-to-day fucking injury to fucking be posting and putting out there. That's not day-to-day. If it's dislocated, that means it's apart. It's not connected. That's not a day-to-day injury, okay? So that's something that will automatically.
That fool said it hurts when he hands off, man.
He even said it's the ACL, whatever the fuck it is.
But he said it hurts to hand the ball off, even, man. How confident is that? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, don't fuck. I know it's on his throwing shoulder, but geez, man, he's fucking.
But here's the thing, John. They got that Oxycontin and they got that damn lower tab shot. They give it to him. It's gonna juice him up.
Oh, man.
He's gonna listen. Whether you want to believe it's not, John, these players take those injections now. It shoots them up and they turn into the Incredible Hulk. For all
you talking week.
You
got to turn.
You talking year 2?
Man, you ever seen Varsity Blues? You ever seen Varsity Blues? What happened to Paul Walker? That's what happened to Paul Walker. They doped him up and he got fucked up.
He's a kid in that movie though. Like,
hey, you really do hate the Packers, man. Marlon said, just kill the Packers. Just kill the Packers, Justin.
Marlon's, what's his name in that movie? Varsity Blues, the coach. He's like, just go in there. Who cares?
Just go in there.
Just go in there.
Jason, no. I'm the uncle of Booby Miles. It's like, hey, listen, no. He said he's good to go. Coach, put him out there. Fucking his damn ankle tore 6 ways to Sunday. He's still out there going out there to go play any damn way. So
let me
put Booby in.
Let me be clear about this, though. If this is his throwing shoulder, this is a completely different conversation. This is his
Yeah, you're
non-throwing shoulder. They're going to put his ass in a sling. They're going to give him a fucking shot, and he's going to go out there and look like Aaron Rodgers did against us when we got Khalil Mack. High as fuck,
They're gonna
throwing the ball.
They're going to pad that shoulder. Yeah.
Absolutely they are. They're going to put him in a sling just like they did with Mitch. That's exactly what they did with Mitch. They put him in that fucking sling. Yes, it affects your throwing motion. Yes, it's going to. The other thing that I want to bring up, and this doesn't get talked about enough, and I know we've kind of touched on it a little bit. I know we talk about, the things that Justin Fields has improved on, and he's done a lot. Okay. And I'm hard on him. He probably needs to work on his throwing angles a little bit, because if he bounces the goddamn ball off of one more lineman's helmet, I am going to lose my shit. Like, stop it. It's enough. One time a season is good. 2 times.
At least it was Schofield, Mike. At least it was Schofield, because Schofield was fucking up. That was a wake up call. Hey, Schofield.
Maybe it was
Wake the hell up,
maybe
man,
maybe that one was on purpose.
I don't know.
It might have been like on some longest yard shit. You know what I mean? Remember when Adam Sandler,
fucking asshole blocked for me. Bow.
He threw the ball to the referee nuts 3 times. It was like, all right, so you're gonna call it a fair game now, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's that needs to be worked on, because it's not just that, it's the batted balls. It's something with his angle of delivery, and like I said, one or 2 times a season is one.
Just like gun that shit. Like sometimes he ain't floating it, but it's like he's not putting enough arm strength on that. Yeah. I need him to sling that bitch. Like,
well, that's why Mike was saying
and just start that whole somewhere.
Well, this is the reason why I agree with Mike, the importance of keep on playing him, that he develops, that he gets those kinks out and gets better. Because we sit him on the shelf. I mean, that injury is not that bad. I can understand sitting him out maybe a game or 2, but no, you need to keep this kid flowing. So, once he goes into next season, then I'm totally on board with what Mike said.
I'm gonna tell you like this: Alex Brown on the NBC Sports show, he said, "Listen, this is a violent sport. You play football. You're gonna get hit. You're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get injured. But you played through the pain. This is what you signed up for. This is what this is. There's a lot of damn players that's play out there in pain, but being in pain and being injured are 2 different things. This is the type of pain because, to Mike's point, it's not his throwing arm. He can play through this and obviously guard himself to where he's going to get hit, but at the very least, he's padded enough to where he can absorb that hit. He can be able to take that hit and it feel a little pressure, but it's not going to extend the severity of the injury, at least to my estimate. I'm not a doctor, but I'm saying because he's a strong
man, you can't let this guy get hurt, man.
Listen. I will say this: don't have his ass out there throwing running the ball the entire time like he's been doing these last 5 games.
Exactly.
No, don't do that. Run when you need to, but don't run the entire fucking game. Don't do that.
I have to address this comment, because me and fucking Melvin been going back and forth about this. He's totally against us playing Justin Fields because he says we're going to lose him for an extended period of time. I want to remind you that when Matt Stafford did this shit, all we heard about is what a great fucking gutsy quarterback he was because he came back into the fucking game. Shut up. You just fucking hating because it's a goddamn Bears quarterback. If this was a fucking Lions quarterback, you'd be like, yeah, fucking play him.
Dude, ridiculous. Seriously.
Look at Stafford now.
Melvin, put the goddamn oxygen down. Stop sticking your goddamn lion spoon in the OxyClean and eating it. Stop. You're killing your brain cells, or the very few fucking brain cells you have left.
I think all that hair weighs down his fucking neck and fucks up his brain somehow. I don't know what the fuck's going on. looking like a bootleg ass Troy Polamalu all the time. Go on.
Damn. A short one.
Yeah, he's a short Troy Polamalu, like real tiny, but he's like the midget version of. He's like one of them Funko Pop Troy Palomalus. That's what he looks like.
He's ice machine on the refrigerator high. He's like, you know what I mean?
He got to get the step stool to get a spoon out for his cereal.
I got picture proof.
Then you know what? That says a lot to me about him. He has a Napoleon complex. So he talk all this big shit, and he's 4 foot nothing, 5 foot nothing. I should have known that shit. I should have fucking known.
Yeah, you know how them Lions fans are. Hey, listen, everybody have a great Thanksgiving. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We know it's the night before Thanksgiving. Everybody's cooking and shit. So you guys have a good Thanksgiving. Everybody that watches our show faithfully, Greg Rice, Melvin, all you guys have a great Thanksgiving. And we will see you next week.
Bear down.
Get my
Bear down.
Comment. for all you Bear fans, I am sick and tired of the Saquon Barkley.
He better be in the Hall
Let's
of Fame.
go.
Get that garbage
Let's
out.
go, man. Chicago against the world. Let's go, man.
Beat the Jets.
And fuck you, Melvin. You still short.